We continue the track today, Tropical Storm Bising, and maybe by the time you're watching this update, it will be called DNAS by the Japan Meteorological Agency once they upgrade it to a tropical storm. And here's the deal. This has 35 knot winds, but it is anticipated to turn towards the north and become a typhoon as it nears the southern Japanese islands. I'm meteorologist Robert Speda, always trying my best to keep you posted about what's happening out here in the Western Pacific. You're seeing microwave imagery right now. This is peering through those higher level cloud tops down to the convection below, kind of what a radar would be showing. And you can see plenty of convection, really higher cloud tops on the southern periphery of it, but those low clouds are wrapping around the low level circulation, kind of those darker clouds on the northern portion of it. That really indicates to us that this is starting to tighten up, and once that convection wraps around, I would not be surprised if JMA upgrades this and it does really kind of get a foothold on those warm sea surface temperatures in the area, and then starts to turn towards the north, kind of skirting the backside of a high pressure ridge currently located over Japan. Now, here's the deal. This is going to likely impact Taiwan, but also inflow is flowing into northwestern areas of the Philippines, and thus it's going to be continuing to increase rainfall out here in northwestern Luzon. You see even those bandings out here across the west coast. Now, it's not all the Philippines. If you're down here into Visayas, you're really not seeing many impacts from the storm system. It's more so closer to where that center is, and that is northwestern Luzon. Basically, most of Region 1 and Manila also getting in the mix of this. But you can see the track. This is going to turn towards the north, kind of skirt up towards the Taiwan Strait and the west coast of Taiwan, including Taipei. Looking at some pretty rough and messy conditions in the extended forecast. So let's take a look at some of the models here. And this is the ECMWF. I think this has got a better handle on the storm overall since the inception. It really was the first one to pick up on this, try to basically edging north of Luzon, while all the other guidance, especially the GFS, was turning it towards the north, barreling it towards Okinawa. Basically, though, this is going to finally turn towards the north. Yes, it will. Skirt the coast of China and Taiwan here. I think Guangdong province along the east coast, maybe not so much Hong Kong, but those coastal areas probably going to see some of the worst of the weather. And we see the rainfall forecast here as it kind of turns towards the north. And yeah, even though this is passing over the Taiwan Strait, you're still going to see some flow kind of wrap around and slam into the mountains in southeastern Taiwan. So those mountains always play a big role in some of the impacts out here on that island. So yeah, the potential for some flooding there, but also we're looking at northwestern coastline of the Philippines, where you already have been seeing some rainfall. Somebody said in Baguio and around Benguet, actually, a report of a landslide there. Baguio has been raining for several days, and more rain expected through the weekend into Sunday, over towards Monday here, and maybe over towards Tuesday. We're continuing to see that southwesterly flow add up rain totals. And I still believe that this model is underperforming across this area, because those mountains really going to be looking at some totals 100 to 200 millimeters of total precipitation across Cordillera Mountains in northwestern Luzon. That includes around Benguet and Baguio. Going to be looking at that increase in the precipitation here. So, and also the low-lying areas, obviously, Pangasinan, San Fernando, Candon, Ilocos Norte, over towards Abra, all going to be seeing really some of the heaviest of that precipitation. So here's a look at the flyover, and yeah, you still have some passing showers down towards Visayas, especially over towards Palawan, as well as western areas of Mindoro, but the heavy stuff is Manila north along the west coast. Even the Cagayan Valley is looking at some of this precipitation, but really you can see with the heavier particles on this graphic. I love this graphic because it really shows you, if you look at the raindrops, kind of gives you a good indicator of where the heaviest of the precipitation is. And yeah, coming down. There could be some pretty good tropical showers out here. And with that orographic lifting, we're also talking a bit about some decent thunderstorms that could be kicking in too. Take a look at the wave forecast. Some high swells off on the western coastline of the Philippines, and that's going to move across Taiwan and eventually head off towards the north too. So, and then a broader view of your tropical moisture kicking in as well. So with all this rain, the Philippines and Taiwan, remember, floodwaters can rise pretty fast. So just this is one of the big worries I do have with this specific setup here that we have going on. So do you like these updates, by the way? Do you want more of these updates? I've had a long day. I had an 11-hour work day tracking the tropics in the Atlantic, but I still come home and I still give you guys this information because our Patreon members, mostly, you guys support the channel you continue to just come back for these updates year after year. And a lot of you say you find it very useful. So I continue to do it. That's the simple truth of it. So if you want more, check out our Patreon. It really helps support the channel, or at least hit that like and subscribe button, comment section. It helps the algorithm and all that good stuff. So yeah, I hope everybody's staying safe out there. If you're being impacted by this storm, whether you're in China, Taiwan, or in the Philippines, let me know in the comment section down below. If you're not being impacted and you think I'm out to lunch with as far as the impacts that could be coming from this, let me know that too. Comments are comments, and it does help out. So I want to hear that engagement too. And I would also like to answer some of your questions so we can help make these forecasts a little bit better. All right. Have a great day, friends. And I hope you're staying safe out there.